you guys doing today, this evening, whenever you're watching this morning, whenever you catch this live? Y'all, as y'all can see, I'm a little bit, I don't want to say I'm under the weather because I'm not, but I've been assigned to feel my feels today. So guess what? Y'all always know if I gotta feel my feels, you gotta feel your feels too. So without further ado, let's get into it. This live is going to be whatever it is it's supposed to be. And the reason why I say that is because, y'all, a lot of things in life are transpiring. But I want to take a time, or really some time, to talk about how you doing, Jackie. It's good to see you, babe. I want to take some time to talk to y'all so we could talk about emotions. Y'all ready? I know y'all gonna be like, bitch, I did not come on this live in order to talk about emotions. No, we're talking about emotions. The reason why is because I need y'all to understand something. If y'all don't get y'all emotions under wraps, you're gonna ruin everything in your fucking life. If you don't get your emotions out of you that no longer serve you, you're gonna ruin your fucking life. If you don't transmute those emotions that's within you that's no longer serving you, you're gonna ruin your fucking life. If you don't remove the people that trigger you, and I'm not saying remove them because they're not triggering something in order to trigger change within you. No, I'm telling you to remove those people because you're trying to change. B. Morgan, Jackie, we talking. See, I want you to understand something. When we have contact with people, of course, sometimes we're naturally going to get triggered. But it's your job to figure out what it is about these people that's triggering you, and at what part are you supposed to fix it, or are you supposed to sit over here and rid yourself of this connection because it's no longer serving you. Debbie, we're talking. Now, that connection can go as far as your parents. That connection can go as far as your partner. That connection can go as far as your friendships. But that's where you have to decide what choice, what path are you fighting? Where are you going? What do you want to work towards? What do you want to feel towards? What do you want? Who do you want to be? But the point of the matter is I want you to understand something. Today was a day that I felt my feels, and honestly, it's just one part of my feels. The reason why is because, y'all, I felt lonely. And it's funny because I have a natural response to detach myself from people. People do one wrong thing, blocked. People piss me off, bye. People sit over here and they laugh funny, bye. Now, this is my true reality, but the reason why I'm sharing that with you is because I can quickly cut people the fuck off, but y'all, I am lonely. And I'm lonely by choice because, of course, I have people I can call up in my phone. There's people I can remove off the block list. There's people I can hit up. I could get on the app. I can go swipe and find people. But y'all, you know what I'm finding with the people that I'm finding is that all of them suck. Tiny, we talking. Jackie, we talking. And the reason why they suck is because, and that's a better word, baby. Thank you, Amulet. They're empty. Stormy, we talking. Insecure vampires, but I'm gonna keep it at they're empty. I'm lonely. I want connection, y'all. We need connection. It's so easy for us to sit over here and be like, I don't need a person. I got my money. I don't need a person. Shit, I got my own shit to deal with. I don't need a person. I work too fucking much. I don't need a person. I got kids to take care of. But what happens when you get lonely, y'all? And then when you get lonely, you try to go and find people, or you try to or maybe you just naturally come across people, but then you be with these people and you feel even lonelier. You ever laid in the bed and felt lonelier than you were than by yourself? That's the state that I'm in right now. And it's lonely because usually in the past when I get lonely, I always want to go and move on to the next connection. But in reality, I want you to understand something. I realize that I keep moving on to these connections, and these connections aren't serving me. I'm moving on to these connections, and these connections are taking from me. They're not filling me. I move on to the next connection, and then I realize that they were worse off than the other connection. I move on to the next connection, and then it's like I realize that these motherfuckers are mirroring me. They're triggering me. So then I realized, well, am I truly ready to move on to a next connection? Because inside I do feel lonely. Inside I do want a connection. Inside I really do want a person, a companion. But it's like, at what point am I fucking settling? I don't want to settle. I don't want to go back to a past connection where I feel like I'm settling. I don't want to go back to a past connection where I feel like I'm pouring more into these people than they're pouring into me. I don't want to go forward with a connection where these people are pouring more into me than I'm pouring into me. I'm going to say that again. I don't want to go forward and find somebody that pours more into me than I pour into myself. You want to know why? Because then I start to feel like I'm unworthy. See, it's so funny. We always talk about people and them not doing for us. We always talk about people and them not being able to provide us with a certain lifestyle, us not being able to provide it for ourselves. We always talk about how people were the problem, but what happens when it's worth that's the problem? Sometimes we don't feel worthy of people showing us love. Sometimes we don't feel worthy. Sometimes we meet people that's actually the world's best people that want to flourish us, but and really it's nourish us, but it's like we don't think that we're worthy of that. Then what happens? Then we sabotage. Millie, you said I'm lonely too, but they trying to get back in my energy. And that's a whole nother one thing. Let me tell you something, Millie. Don't let them back, because they left for a reason, or you left for a reason, or for a season. A lot of the times people, they leave us because they don't see the worth in us. They leave us because they don't see the value in us, and by the time they come back around, our value has tripled. Why go back to an old connection when in reality, Blue, we talking, when in reality they don't have shit to offer you. There's nothing that they can give you. It's funny because a lot of the times in our past connections, we've trauma bonded with these people. A lot of the times in our past connections, we've trauma bonded with people. And in reality, what happens when we spend some time alone? We heal that trauma that we actually bonded with those people. So when those people come back into our lives, or we re-enter their lives, we're like, you don't feel the same. You don't feel the same because we don't bond the same, because the part of us that bonded, I healed that part. You haven't, though. You still hate your mama. I don't hate my mom no more. You still have daddy issues. I'm working on that actively. So let me tell you something. Don't let those past connections end, because what you're going to find, Blossom, we're talking, what you're going to find is that the things that you once agreed about, the things that you once got along about, is the things that break you now. Some of you guys are dealing with connections or friendships or even family ships that keep trying to bring you back to a place that you got out of. They keep trying to trigger you to go back to your old selves because they don't like the new you. They don't like the new you that speaks up for yourself. They don't like the new you that sits over here and fucking does what they want to do. They don't like the new you because they can't identify with you anymore. You're not supposed to be identifying with people for the rest of your fucking life. You're not supposed to stay in the same place. That's the point of life. A lot of people want you to stay stuck because they never found their way out and you did. A lot of people want y'all to sit over here and stay stuck in the same situations with the same people. You might find that your parents want you to marry certain people because of a status. You might find that people want you to stay and own. Maybe your parents want you to take over their business. But in reality, that was never your dream. You have another dream, to be a writer, to go be a therapist, to go be a doctor. Maybe you don't want to be a doctor. Maybe you want to be an artist. Maybe you want to try this hand at life. Maybe you was born into fucking money. Maybe you wasn't. But the point of the matter is that life is for us to create at every fucking moment. Are you living or are you not? Sometimes we get married or we deal with people that feel like a death sentence. And then we realize that these people are the wrong fucking people for us. But to be honest, our people pleasing don't let us leave those connections. Why? Well, because we don't think that we're worthy of sitting over here finding better. Sometimes we don't think that we're gonna find better. Why? Because in reality, we trick ourselves into thinking that there's nothing wrong with these people that we're with, when in reality, we already told ourselves that these people don't make us feel special. See, I want you to understand something. When it comes to connections and it comes to relationships and it comes to friendships, you should deal with people that inspire you. You should deal with people that love you. You should deal with people that inspire hope within you, that's going to build with you. No matter if it's your friends, family, or relationships. The people that you should have in your circles is the people that's truly for you. But the point of the matter is that before we identify if these people are truly for us, we sit over here and validate them based off of their physical appearance. Before we figure out that these people are actually for us, that they're genuine fucking people, we validate where the fuck they work at in order to see if they fit the bill. In order for us to sit over here and actually figure out who's the people that actually feel right to us, that feel not only comfortable, but comfortable enough to sit over here and trigger change within me, to challenge me. We have to sit over here and make sure, well, is they credit together? We cross people out even if they feel good to us. Why? Because of what society says. Sometimes what our own ego says. Because to be honest, I beg to differ that. And I think ego is worse than what society has, because society has influenced our egos, yes, but it's like our egos is the ones that make the final decision, if you allow it. Our egos say, yo, I want to go buy that new Mercedes. Our egos say, yo, I want that new Saint Laurent bag. Our ego says, oh, shit, I'm going to get more muscular than that man next to me up in the gym. Our ego says, listen, I want it just because I want it. But what do you desire? What does your heart say? What does your real heart say? Is your heart okay? And I feel like we live in a society where we're not checking on our heart. We're just living through our ego. And it's like, I want you to understand something. Our ego refuses to admit when we are lonely. Our ego refuses to admit that we are sad. Our ego refuses to fucking admit that we got an anger issue. Blue, we talking. Our ego refuses to admit where we fucked up at, because our ego is ashamed of us making mistakes. But our ego needs to learn that our mistakes is what sits over here. It doesn't define us. It just makes us be able to go in the right direction. In the end, it's all about perspective. But a lot of the times we weren't taught how to control our egos because we were raised by people that lived through their egos. Some of us was raised by people that didn't know how to show affection. So hence why we don't know how to show affection, not even to ourselves. And sometimes, you know what's fucked up is I started this live saying, y'all, I'm lonely. But I don't think even if I got in a connection that I would know how to properly show love to a person. So I stay single. Not because I can't pull people, not because people don't ask for my number, not because I can't go on dates. That's the easy part, but I don't know if I could truly give myself to a person. Could I truly trust a person? So yes, loneliness fucking sucks. And there was a point in my life where I would just go over to be with people just to feel their physical touch because I felt so lonely. And then I started to read and I started to dissect myself, and then I started to realize, Shamaran, we talking. I realized, and catch me, I realized that the loneliness started way before relationships, before I even knew what a relationship is. See, my loneliness started from a kid. My loneliness started from my mom. My loneliness started that my mom was working so much she didn't have time to show me affection. My dad wasn't in the picture because he chose a different life. I was raised by a strong, independent black woman. But at what point does being overly independent make room for affection. And it's not to say that my mom never told me that she didn't love me. She told me that she loved me, but the point of the matter is that when I needed physical affection, she was off working 3 jobs. So her love transpired to, well, you got the shoes that you wanted, you got the game system that you wanted, you got the clothes that you wanted, you got everything that you wanted for Christmas. But I needed physical intimacy. I needed people to show up for me. When I played basketball, I wanted somebody at the games. When I went through all the clubs and all the events, I was involved when I was in school, even before school. I just wanted somebody to show up for me, and I didn't have that. So now I deprive myself of that because I feel like whenever I get in a connection that they're not going to show up for me and support me in my next endeavors. So it's easier to depend on myself because I know that if I don't show up, well, at least I can say it's me. But if I do show up for myself, then all of a sudden I won't disappoint myself. But what happens when you don't show up for yourself? Then now all of a sudden, now you in a whole nother depression because not only do you not have other people showing up for you, but now you not showing up for you. And now that's a whole nother argument. So when I tell y'all, it's funny, I get on here and I give y'all advice and I give y'all perception to think about. It's not because I always have the right answers, because a lot of the times I don't. But I know that as I continue to grow and as I continue, and sweetie, we talking, as I continue to grow and I continue to expand and I continue to do this shit called life, I know I'm getting closer and closer to the answer. But the point of the matter is that what happens if we give up before we find the answer? What happens when we settle for fucking people that we know are not for us? In our heart of hearts, they're good people. We know they're good people, but they're just not our people. And we stay in that shit. We live in that shit. We have kids in that shit. We go through jobs that are okay, but that's not what the fuck we want to do. Well, then what happens? We become like everybody else. And it's funny because I think that that's why I always switch places every few years. I always switch friend groups every years. And it's funny because it's like I always feel like I'm an alien wherever it is that I am. Not because I can't mingle with people. I love people. It's not that I can't relate to people. I can. But what I realize is that by me relating to people, I'm dimming my light. And it's like, why do I have to go and be in a friend group where I feel like I have to dim my light just to blend in? I have to dim the way that I think about things in order to blend in. I gotta make myself dumber or make myself less available to be more appealing. I have to sit over here and play the fucking mind game of fucking dating in order to sit over here and make myself more appealing to people just so they could date me. When in reality, I just want to sit over here and say that, shit, if I fuck with you and I like you, like, I want to spend my days with you. And if I don't fuck with you, then I don't want to spend no time with you. Why can't I just say that? So whether if it's friendships or whether if it's relationships, it's like, or even in family, sometimes I feel like I'm a fucking alien too. When I was working in corporate America, I always felt like an alien. But let me tell you something. When you feel like an alien, and I'm using alien as an analogy, but whenever you feel like you the odd one out, that means you're not supposed to be there. Hence why I always get out of relationships even when they're happy and they're content. Hence why I always leave friendships even when they don't think that they did nothing wrong. Some people, let me tell you something. A lot of the times when I remove myself from connections, it's not because people do things wrong, although I have been wronged in life, but it's because I've outgrew the connection. Nobody ever talks about how to deal when you outgrow a connection. They always think that you're supposed to stick around and stay in that same place and think the same and talk the same and be the same. But in reality, what happens when you've learned everything that you needed to learn? What happens when the people that you hang out with aren't fun anymore? What happens when you're not getting any smarter, you're getting stupider, you're wasting your time fucking drinking or smoking? And it's not even that, because I like to drink and shit like that, but I don't want to do that shit every day. I don't even want to do that shit every weekend. What happens when, in reality, I know life is not about money, but it's like, what happens when my next endeavor, lady, we talking, what happens when my next endeavor is me sitting over here figuring out, well, do I want to start a family or do I want to start a business? What happens when I'm ready to take that next leap of faith in my life, but the people around me isn't aligned with that? What happens when I'm ready to seriously date, but all my girlfriends is still on shit, fuck them, use them for money and shit? What happens, and to my masculines up in here, we could talk. What happens when you sitting over here ready for something serious, but you the one that always get all the people, you get all the bitches up in the club, so now all of a sudden your friends is looking at you. You trying to be serious, but your friends is like, nah. And then they tempt you with temptation anytime you do get serious, so now all of a sudden you fucking up a connection because the people around you ain't shit and don't hold you accountable. How can we evolve as people, no matter if you're a masculine or a feminine watching me? How can we evolve if the people around us can't even hold us accountable? If the people around us are secretly envious of us, we can't even trust their true criticism because they fucking sit over here and they look at us as competition, instead of actually us seeing each other as trying to win together. What happens, y'all? Well, in the end, as you found, it's a losing battle. Even the people that have been loyal to you, even the people that have been your best friends for years and years, sometimes those people keep you stuck too. Sometimes it's not a battle if people are loyal to you. Sometimes it's just a battle of, are they trying to sit over here and Chris, are we talking? Can they grow with you? Can they evolve with you? See, I want you to understand something. Sometimes we sit over here and we be upset. And to everybody sending roses, I fuck with you, thank you. And to gifts, all gifts. Let me tell y'all something. Sometimes the answer is not that, Renee, look at everybody starting to send shit. Now listen here. Let me get the message out, okay? Y'all can sit y'all shit. And if y'all relating to this shit, drop 222 up in the fucking comments. Let's see where the vibe is. Is we here today? Because I ain't been in the comments. I'm sorry, y'all. I want y'all to understand something, though. Sometimes the people that we be, that hold us down, the people that's been in our lives, the people that sit over here and that's been loyal to us, they can't go with us either, y'all. You said related like an Alabama relationship. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm sorry. Sometimes the people that's the most loyal to us can't go with us. And let me finish that thought because I got to get it out. Sometimes the people that's the most loyal to us is the people that's holding us back and holding us and making us comfortable. Sometimes we're so fucking comfortable with being complacent that when it comes to growing, it's like we won't expand on certain things because we already have a group around us that we're comfortable with. Sometimes the people that's loyal to us, they can't go with us on this next journey because eventually they start to fight our change. Because the people that's loyal to us, they sit over here and they like, yo, you switching up. You done found you a connection. See, it's so funny because sometimes, y'all, I'm gonna use a relationship as an example. Sometimes we get in relationships and we don't even realize that this person comes into our lives and it changes us. It might be, and not even because, and it's not even them intentionally changing us, it's just we internally change. Whether it's us becoming a little bit more happier, whether it's us, our ideals and stuff, it's like it's expanding. It's like when you get in relationships, you're supposed to generally expand. But what happens when your ideals, your ideologies, your religion, your beliefs, they shift? Your personality shifts. It's like, I don't want to be negative Nancy no more. I believe I have hope now. This person instilled hope in me now. But this person that's been holding it down since 03 only knew you as negative, Tavion. And it's not that loyalty was the question. They were always loyal to you. But the point of the matter is that now you're not relatable to these people. Now you're changing. And now they're desperately trying to get you back to old Tavion. So now all of a sudden they sitting over here bringing up stuff from your past to sit over here and manipulate you and try to get you back down to their level. And then now you're in secret competition with your own self, with your old self and your new self, because your new self is like, but I want to continue to go up. I want to continue to expand. I want to continue to get new opportunities. This new person brings me in new opportunities. And maybe it's not them per se, but this new energy that I have brings me in new opportunities. I want to stay up here. But then everybody sits over here, and the people that's loyal to you, they just want to keep you. But Tavion, you was only supposed to reach this point. You was only supposed to think here, because everybody that surrounded you only thought here. So when you had a chance encounterment, maybe you wasn't even looking for it. You ran into somebody. It could even be, it don't even got to be a relationship. Sometimes it could just be a new friend. Now all of a sudden your old friend is jealous of your new friend. Because your new friend, you just met that girl, you just met that guy shit a week ago, and now they sitting over here saying, oh, you know that job that you've been trying to get into for 5 years? Oh, my dad owns a company here. I could sit over here and recommend you to it. Oh, you sat over here and you said you've been looking for somebody that does nails and they super cheap. My sister does nails. Come through to my masculines. Oh, my dad, he's looking for somebody for new business ideas all the time. My man's come in with your business plan. You've been working on your business plan for 5 years, and now you have somebody to actually present it to off of one connection. It don't have to just be relationships. It could be friendships. But now all of a sudden your past, sometimes it could be your own family, it's like, but you're not good enough. And they like to cover it up with a joke. Because what's one thing that they could sit over here and do is laugh at your fucking pain. Laugh at you never amounting to shit. Laughing at you staying stuck how they was stuck. Worried about the same old energy bill. Worried about if food stamps is going to come in or not. Worried about, and maybe let's sit over here and not even, maybe y'all don't got food stamps. Maybe y'all just live an average ass life though. You're not all the way down to food stamps, but you're not all the way up to your potential. So let's call a middle shot. From there, listen, all I want you to sit over here and do is just own your fucking house and work 9 to 5. That's all I want for you. That's what your parents say. But the point of the matter is that 9 to 5 is not for you no more. The point is that having a relationship that doesn't fulfill you emotionally, it doesn't fulfill you no more. You having a relationship with somebody that doesn't even know how to communicate doesn't fulfill you no more. You having a relationship with somebody that doesn't even know how to be a parent doesn't fulfill you no more. Now all of a sudden you need somebody that you can vibe with, because you realize that yes, I met you when I was 22, but in reality we're 40 fucking now and you're still acting like you're 22. I don't vibe with that no more. Maybe you just met this person a year ago and you like, listen, I done changed a lot in a year, and you're still the same. You're still worried about the same old shit. I don't vibe with that anymore. I got to let that go. But the point of the matter is that y'all have to become within union within yourself in order for you to sit over here and actually keep it a being with yourself. What is flourishing you versus what is sitting over here holding you back? And from that, because lady, we talking, Shantae, we talking. From that moment, then you can expand on, okay, I need to move forward with this versus I need to remove that. But the point of the matter is that you're scared. Some of y'all don't realize that, it's not even your current self that's scared. It's not your new person that you're walking into. It's not your new you that's scared. It's the old you that's scared. The old you is scared of sitting over here admitting the truth to people that they can't go with you. The old person of you, like the old you, terrified for your fucking life. Everybody always has something to say. Everybody has their what ifs and they fucking opinions. But deep down inside, it really doesn't matter what everybody else has to say. It matters with what you believe. But the point of the matter is I'm gonna fuck you up right now. You don't even believe in yourself. And you want to know why you don't believe in yourself? Because everybody in your pathway, everybody in your surroundings don't believe in you either. They like to sit over here and act like it. But in reality, you allow other people to determine how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your dreams, how you feel about your reality. And that's where you fuck up. So yes, all your new self, let me tell you something. All your new self right now, because now we talking, Blossom, we talking. Your new self can sit over here and say, yo, listen, I'm ready to conquer the world. I'm ready to start on that business. I'm ready to start on relationships. I'm ready. I'm ready to go figure out how to buy a house. I'm ready to figure out how to sit over here and go get me a new car. I'm ready to fucking sit over here and figure out how I'm about to take this new trip. I never traveled outside of the world before. I want to start going outside of the countries. I don't just want to stay in the States no more. I don't want to just stay in Europe no more. Wherever you're from. But the old you is like, but I don't know how to do that. But comfort is here. But my family is here. My family needs me. Your family doesn't fucking need you. They didn't need you when they had you. Whatever their life was is their life. Your life is your life. But if I don't stay here, then who's going to support my younger siblings? My parents ain't shit, and look at how you turned out. You made it out all right. So guess what? It wasn't your responsibility. You didn't lay down and have those fucking kids. That's your parents' responsibilities. Get your shit and get up and go. But listen, my grandmother is sick. Listen, and I understand that. I feel that within hearts of hearts. I understand how that is. But are you going to give up on a chance of a lifetime? There's Zoom. And not to discredit, because family is everything to me. But the point of the matter is that family can't be everything on this next journey. Sometimes you learn that, listen, people are temporary. And it's not for me to be heartless or cold, because y'all, there's a lot of people around me that's dying. But the point of the matter is that I want y'all to understand something. What I do know is that they wouldn't want me to give up on my dreams. They wouldn't want me to stop living my life just because their life is ending. They wouldn't want me to stop growing and stop learning and stop advancing, because I am the future of my fucking family. And from what I've seen within my family is that they don't want to do shit. And I won't even say my whole family, because some of them are doing shit. But the point of the matter is I want you to understand something. Complacencies can do you in if you allow them. But the point of the matter is that I'm going to do more for my generation and my next legacy by leaving than actually staying the same and trying to make sure that everybody else is okay, because I can't. And I think that that's what you guys have to sit over here and figure out for yourself is, if you're not okay with where you at, then you got to get yourself out of there. If you're not okay with what your next steps in life is, then you got to get yourself out of there. If you're not okay with how things are falling, then you got to get yourself out of there. And I'm not saying just run away. No, you don't run away from shit. But the point of the matter is you identify what's working versus what's not working. You identify the people, the places, and the things, the jobs, everything. What is working versus what's not working. What relationship is working versus what's not working. And honestly, you got to keep it a being with yourself. You got to ask yourself, shit, what am I doing that's working for me versus what am I doing that's not working for me? What's hurting me right now? Oh, people pleasing is whooping my ass right now. Okay, I need to heal that shit. My abandonment issues is whooping my ass right now. Oh, okay, I need to work on that shit. People sitting over here, me being angry at people always having something to say about my life, need to work on that shit, because I don't want nobody else to be able to have control over me or my emotions. Y'all got to keep it that being with yourself to admit to yourself what it is about you that you are fucking up at. It's not to make you feel bad, though. It's for you to fucking adjust, for you to sit over here and take back power over your life, over your emotions, over your reality. Because a lot of y'all have sat over here and just gave your reality to everybody else to control, to manipulate. Heavy emphasis on manipulation. Whether if that's a family member or whether if that's a person or a mate. Okay? Okay. I'm going to do a quick little reading really quickly, y'all, because I feel called to. I haven't been on here and I haven't been reading. I've did a few readings, but I haven't been like on live. So I'm going to do a quick reading, y'all. Y'all want to do some personals? Maybe I'll do some personals after this. Let's go. The feels have been feeling today. My poor little finger. I feel the need to tell you that it's time to let it go. You have to let go, and I started this yesterday, but I feel like I need to continue. You gotta let go in order to receive what it is that you want. I really fucked up my pinky, y'all. I really fucked my pinky up. Let me sit over here and put my shit up really quickly, please. I hope. I forgot to do this. If you guys want a personal reading after I get done with collective, there's 2 ways that you can get added to the list. And y'all that are new, know that my list always gets fucking long. So please donate now. Okay? Okay. Either you could donate to my Cash App right there, or you can donate in my link in my bio, okay? Okay. Again, I'm doing personals after collective. And for those that are sitting over here like, yo, I don't really want to do my whole thing on live, that's okay. You could sit over here and actually, you could just email me, or you can book with me in my link in my bio, okay? I do video readings and I do phone readings. It's time to let go of the past version of you in order to make room. And you know what's crazy is I have to stop saying that. So here's a moment of change that we're about to do together, y'all. It's not about letting go of the past version of you. You have to make peace with the past version of you. Because in times past, I always thought that you just need to release your past person. I've always said this. You need to release that person in order to walk into your old person. But oftentimes, the things that you want to get rid of is the best parts of you. The things that you want to get rid of, your emotions, is not a weakness. It's powerful. You can manifest with your emotions. You can touch people with your emotions. Singers, writers, dancers, they do that every day. Some of you guys think that your temper is a weakness, but in reality, go put your ass in boxing. You can go make your ass a lot of money. Go be a wrestler. Nobody ever thinks about that. Everybody thinks it's too far-fetched, but it's like it's not. Everybody thinks that, you know, you ask too many questions, and it's like, no, you could be an interviewer. A lot of y'all weaknesses are not weaknesses. So a lot of the things that you're trying to change about yourself, it's like you're not supposed to change it. That's why a lot of y'all have been working on the same things over and over. It's like y'all put the same thing on your list for goals. Maybe your goals is to lose weight, and you don't understand that your body loves you at that size. Do you hear me? Maybe your goal is to sit over here and be financially free, but in reality, the rich borrow other people's money. They don't use their own money. So in a sense, they're in debt. If that makes sense. A lot of y'all be asking to be millionaires and be billionaires, but y'all don't even know that technically y'all are on the right path to being it. But y'all think that y'all have to take one unnecessary step that you don't need. One of your goals could sit over here is to find love, but you don't even realize that the person that's gonna love you might be opposite of you. You might think you about to marry a black woman or a black man, but in reality, your shit might be an Asian man or an Asian woman. Your motherfucker's in Japan. Do you understand? Sometimes life always shows you It's like the more y'all sit over here and try to control things, the more y'all realize how wrong y'all are. Me too. But the point of the matter is that you have to sit over here and realize, like, okay, when I let go of control and I do what I desire to do, because in reality, God wants you to do what you desire to do. What brings you wish fulfillment, what brings you happiness, what brings you peace. What could you do if you didn't have to worry about money? And I just asked somebody this question. What would you do if money was no options? You could literally live what life you wanted to live. What would you do? Who is the people that you would be with? If you didn't have to marry in order to marry into a family of wealth, if you didn't have to marry just to please other people, if you were just doing it based off of wish fulfillment, you could say you're a millionaire and a billionaire. And you could travel the world if that's what you want to do. You could marry a bum off the street if you wanted to. Like, if money was no issue, what would you do that would fulfill you? Who would you be with? What type of person would you be with if you never had to argue about money? What kind of guy, what kind of gal would you go after? Be that person. Go after that shit. That's what God wants you to sit over here and live towards. But the point of the matter is that a lot of you guys are sitting over here living for other people. You're not living for yourself. You're not living for wish fulfillment. A lot of you guys are living just to heal your old selves, your hurt selves. And God is sitting over here saying that it's time up for that. A lot of you guys don't understand that you're not truly embracing who you are, so therefore you're not becoming who it is that you need to become. Some of you guys are not manifesting from a healed place. You're manifesting from a hurt place. A lot of the things that you're asking for is coming from what you didn't have when you were younger. A lot of the things that you're asking for is coming from what your parents were deprived of. It's funny, I always get in this little tick for tack with my mom, because my mom always thinks like I am she doesn't understand why I could just do things so carelessly. And I was like, well, you have to realize that you're at my age, you had 2 kids. I don't have kids. I don't have the responsibilities that you have. I don't have the burdens of my parents on my shoulders because I chose to disconnect. And my mom can't fathom how I just don't care. And it's not that I don't care, I just care about me more. Because I have to care about me more, because when I was a kid, nobody cared about me. And I think that that's why a lot of you guys have to sit over here and you have to walk away. You have to walk away because the time is up. The time is up, and God is giving you this new opportunity to sit over here and make peace with your life, to make peace with yourself. Because when you was a kid, you had a lot of people that sat over here and that didn't serve you. A lot of y'all it's like y'all couldn't be y'all true selves. And it's fucked up, because it's like, because you were trying to be your true selves, it attracted a lot of people that wanted to cut you down. It attracted a lot of people that wanted to put you in your place. It attracted a lot of people that sat over here and that wanted to hurt you. Little old you being so naive in the world. Some of you guys had to actually raise your own parents. You had to grow up way sooner than you wanted to. Maybe you had to raise your siblings too. Maybe you was the middle child and people forgot about you. But the point of the matter is that what reigns true is that a lot of y'all escaped the first chance that you got. But in reality, when you escaped, you didn't realize that you took a lot of the foundations and a lot of the beliefs from your broken past with you on your journey, and that's why you keep repeating it. A lot of y'all keep sitting over here saying that you don't want to be like your mama or your daddy, but you turn into those people. Because you're not fixing the pieces that are broken, you're only running. And that's why God is sitting over here saying, well, you're manifesting, yes, but you're manifesting from a hurt place. You're manifesting from a broke place. You're manifesting from a place where it's like, where it wasn't safe for you. And it's not to say, it's not to say that you can't become a millionaire, because I was thinking about 50 Cent earlier today. His mom died when he was young. Everything was against him. He made himself into a millionaire though. There's a lot of stories like that. But I was reading this book and it was like, it doesn't matter how successful you can be. It doesn't matter how successful you can turn out to. The issues that you carry from when you're a child can go into your adulthood. You could be 50 years old type shit, still sitting over here trying to figure out, why do you feel so empty inside? And the reality is because y'all never identified that everything that was going on in your life is a teaching moment. But outside of it being a teaching moment, you never figured out how to pass your teaching moment. You want to know why? Because your family never knew how to pass the teaching moment. And the people that did know how to pass died too soon. But in reality, some of you guys don't know that some of y'all biggest challenges is to fix the things that you said over here and you went through as a kid, that your aunts and your uncles couldn't get right, that your grandparents couldn't get right, shit, even your parents couldn't get right. Y'all don't know. And I know that it's always talked about breaking generational curses, but y'all don't know that y'all are supposed to be the ones that actually break them. And how you break them is by you sitting over here sticking up for yourself. By you breaking them, you have to sit over here and remove people and remove things that no longer serve you. See, a lot of y'all have generational curses on y'all asses. Because my family told me so. Because my family said that it was okay. My family said it was okay to go get on food stamps, so I'm gonna go get on food stamps. My family said it was okay to sit over here and live off the system, to live in that same brown building in New York. This building has been in my generations for forever. What do you mean leave? My dad has owned this same store. It's been in the generation. It's been in my family for years. What do you mean walk away? My kids, everybody in my family has got their ass whooped. And we all turned out fine, but in reality, nobody turned out fine. And I think that's why y'all are taking off y'all rose-colored glasses. Y'all are taking off y'all rose-colored glasses because you're identifying that the shit that you learned in life was not fine. The lessons, and let me show you guys. You guys know I love to show y'all with the camera flipped. A lot of the lessons that you said over here, because this is my Hierophant card. A lot of the lessons that you learned in life came from your family, right? But in reality, if we read it right to left, a lot of these motherfuckers had to fall out. A lot of us, we had rose-colored glasses on when it came to our family. A lot of the times we sit over here and say, don't you dare talk about my motherfucking mama. I'll beat your ass to this day. A lot of y'all sit over here and go to war about your family. You could talk shit about your family, but nobody else can. But the point of the matter is what happens when these people are the ones that are breaking you? What happens when these people are the one that got your money fucked up? What happens when these people are the ones that hurt you when you was a little girl, when you had that uncle sneaking up in your room? What happens when fucking, and to my masculines, because the masculines ain't even talked about that much. What happens when the masculine, you had your little babysitter that was a cousin of a cousin or a friend of a friend come and sneak up in your motherfucking room and made you trick you and made you think that it was okay? See, let me tell you something. Sometimes, yes, we defend our family. We love our family. We love our traditions. We love. But what happens when this shit turns to hate? What happens when we want to run the fuck far away? What happens when we want to run far away because we never got true divine justice as a fucking kid? What happens? What happens when, in reality, we had snakes in our fucking grass? Let me tell you something. Our snakes was our own family. What happens when we identify? Because a lot of the times as kids, we identify that the snakes in our grass is our own family. What happens? And then we run. But in reality, when we run, we only run to, and if we take this out of it, we only run to another empty ass building. Kimberly, we talking. Phoenix, we talking. We only run to something that could be even more shittier than what the fuck we just went through. You want to know why? Because we leave. We leave. And we know and we think in our heart of hearts that shit, there ain't shit behind there for me. Some of these people, some of our family members was like, you could leave, but you could leave with the clothes on your motherfucking back. You're not leaving with shit else. Some of us was forced out. Some of us chose to leave. Whatever your story is, I want you to understand something. We chose to leave instead of choosing to fight. Because in reality, we grew up seeing people fight. We grew up sitting over here seeing our family members beefing. Some family members come to Thanksgiving. Some people ain't. Some people come to barbecue. Some people going to the birthday parties. But in reality, some of y'all made the analysis that you don't want to fight these people no more. So you turn your back. You chose love, not war. But the reality is that y'all didn't realize that because y'all come from these traditions, because y'all come, you can't change who you are. You can't change the people that raised you. But what you can change, and tell me, what you can't change is how you view things. What you can change is how you view things. And what I mean by that is that we sit over here and we view things as everything's all good. That's the rose-colored glasses. We view things as, listen, those barbecues or those get-togethers back in Mississippi weren't all that bad when you went through racism. We go through shit, us going and being moved out of the schools that we were into and going into a gentrified neighborhood. Shit, it wasn't that bad. I got the education, but you don't realize I had to deal with bullying. I had to deal with motherfuckers not believing in me. I had to deal with people like sitting over here, always having to meet new friends and miss out on old friends. I had to deal with a whole bunch of fucking people sitting over here talking about me. Some of the people that I was talking about you was your own family. But I say all this to say, y'all, the answer is for, and there's two things I really want you guys to understand about this whole reading. And I'm going to flip the camera back around, okay? There's two things I want you to get from this reading. God is giving you one, because this is how we started. God is giving you this knowledge, not for you to feel bad about what's going on, not for you to feel bad. It's like, feel your emotions, yes? But now that I'm giving you the knowledge that the only knowledge that we have is of what our family has taught us, we have to do a self-evaluation on what's working versus what's not working. That's your tower moment. Because a lot of you guys are going through life, just based off of my cards, unhappy. A lot of y'all are trying to figure out what to fix, and a lot of you keep pouring into connections that don't need to be poured into, when in reality, the only thing that you need to be pouring into right now is yourself, and specifically your childhood self. But the point of the matter is that, and you know what's crazy, I feel like I could just keep going on and on, because a lot of you guys were taught by your family members how to pour into everybody else and not yourself. I learned that from my grandmother too. Take care of everybody else, but by the time my grandmother got older, there was nobody taking care of her. Is that going to be you? The second thing I want to tell you is that you leaving was never the problem, but you taking the pain with you was the problem. You leaving wasn't the problem, but you sitting over here and embodying this, y'all. Because catch me, you rowing towards the pain. You see, a lot of you guys don't understand that you were rowing away physically, but mentally you wasn't okay. So that's what actually required you. That some of y'all went back home after y'all left because y'all felt the missing absence of family. You felt the missing absence of destruction. And I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. You missed the physical reactions of chaos. You didn't know what normal looked like. You didn't know how to heal yourself. But let me tell you, the reason why you didn't know how to heal yourself was you were never taught. But a part of the healing comes from other people. Other people have pieces. Other people have to apologize to you. But to be honest, and this is what's gonna fuck you up, some of these people might not never apologize to you for the wrong that they did in your life, and you gotta be okay with it. You have to make peace with that. So when you ran away, you didn't get it right because you was running away to another tower moment. You were running away to feel lonely. That's how we started it. We were running away because we felt alone. We were running away because we were trying to find ourselves. But in reality, by us trying to find ourselves, we lost ourselves again because we never were ever truly found. That's the teaching moment. And it's funny, it says, I let go of how I think of my life should be and celebrate its amazing reality. That notification just popped up on my fucking phone. Some of you guys can tell your story, because as soon as I sat over here and I removed it, then the Ten of Pentacles with the family card came out, okay? But y'all have to keep it a bean. Y'all have to keep it a bean and stop lying to yourself and stop selling yourself short, okay? Now, y'all, I'm getting ready to jump into personals right now. If you guys wanted to join the personal list, you either can sit over here and donate to my Cash App, or you can donate to my link in my bio. I say all this to say, y'all, and for my YouTube video, because I'm about to sit over here and I'm about to end this video, and then I'm gonna go live again in order to create my live video, because I like to do my personal readings separate and then my live video separate, or my personal readings and my live collective message separate. But if this is where we part, y'all, to my collective that's here right now and to YouTube, I want y'all to hear me. Life will always give you whatever it is that you want. But it has to align with your purpose. It has to align with your direction. It has to align. No matter if that's a person, no matter if that's a job. How you doing, BD? It's good to see you, babies. No matter if it is a home, it's a home. Everything in your life has to align. So I want you to understand something. If in fact, and catch me, y'all. If in fact things are working out for you, you're getting the job promotions, you're getting the family that you wanted, you're getting the connections, you're getting the attention that you want, well, that's because God sat over here and allowed you and empowered, or X-Power, we talking. X-Power, maybe you need to empower yourself. But the point of the matter is that it starts with you realizing that God is going to allow things to happen. If you're getting the promotion, if you're getting the car, everything is going right in your life, it's because it aligns. When everything is not aligning, it's like that motherfucker ain't picking up. They didn't pick up last night. It's because they wasn't supposed to. You sitting over here not getting approved for that loan. You didn't need that debt. You not getting approved for that apartment. That wasn't your place. You not sitting over here going and that relationship not working out and you trying to go figure it out and fix it. It wasn't for you to fix. It was broken. Let me tell you something. When things align, it's for you each and every time. But when shit don't work out, know that it's because it's not supposed to. So hear me and hear me well. If you are watching this and you're like, yo, I done sat over here and went through life and fucking, and nothing in my life has worked out, then that means that you have never truly lived your purpose. Lady, we talking. If you are listening to me right now and you like, shit, nothing ever went right, because you never truly lived, or maybe you never truly manifested with clear intent, with clear intentions, with innocent intentions. Don't get me wrong, we're not defined by our parents' shit. Once we become an adult, then it's our responsibility. But what I'm telling you right now is if you align your intent with your true purpose, and sometimes you have to sit over here and catch me. Sometimes you have to sit over here and go through trial and error to figure out what your true purpose is. Then you will truly figure out, okay, this is for me versus this is not. But don't take shit personal, okay? Thank you, Chanel. You said, man, it's home so good because I had an accident yesterday and I was worried but truly blessed. And let me tell you something, Monique. When it comes to accidents, and I'm glad that you're safe. I'm gonna start there. Key Marie is good to see you. I want you to understand something though, Monique. Sometimes we have to be careful about what we're manifesting, Monique. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying you manifested a car accident, but I'm saying, like, let's say you was manifesting, man, I really want to get rid of my car note, or I really want a new car. Sometimes those manifestations, and it's 4, 5, 6, I'm saying that sometimes those manifestations comes in the form of an accident because God knew that you was never going to get rid of that car until you made room for another car. So understand that accidents, don't get me wrong, people can send shit all your life, but I don't give credit to the dark, I give credit to the light. And the point of the matter is that God isn't over here saying, big dog, it's time to make room. Some of you guys are sitting over here planning to go and move across states. Some of you guys need a new car for that shit, to travel, to pack your car up. Some of you guys are planning to move across countries. You're not gonna need your car. You can't get your car to Europe. You didn't need it. So it's all about perspective, Monique. Don't be down on yourself, baby. Not now. Not now. I know, and the reason why is because I remember when I got in my accident back in, was it 2020 or 2021? It was one of those years. I was depressed. I didn't have a car for like a year. And I was depressed as shit. Don't let that shit make you down, okay? All right, y'all. I'm about to sit over here and end this live because I want to save this video like this. If you guys want to sit over here and join my list of personals, because I'm about to go back live, you can donate to my Cash App or you can donate to my link in my bio, which is connected to my PayPal, okay? I love you guys. I'll see you in 2 seconds.